Salon in Hollywood, and this is Ivan Zoot from Andis, and he's going to do what?
We're going to do a modern, contemporary, mohawk, faux hawk kind of haircut. Very popular, something lots of us are cutting every day. We'll cover some of the basics on it, so show you the things we need to do to park that haircut on his head, and then we've got a special guest coming in to punch up the haircut with some contemporary style.
Woo, that sounds exciting.
Let's keep it simple.
Guest.
We're gonna skin the sides. In this case, I'm gonna go to a 1.5 blade. I've got my rotary motor detachable blade clipper. I'm gonna use my 1.5 blade coming in behind the ear, and I'm gonna blend up off the head into that longer hair. After I've got that side in place, I'm gonna go clipper over comb. I'm gonna switch to my number 1 blade. It allows me to cut clipper over comb. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna build off of that shorter perimeter up into this longer length. I like what he's got here. I just wanna kind of punch it up a little, shorten it down a little bit, rein it in so that it's proportional to those shorter sides. It's just grown out a touch. Notice I redirect that interior hair down from above and cut it off, and we get that length progression. See how that length progression works? Comb it down and cut it off, and you get a nice natural length progression. I'm gonna use something called a file down blade. This is a specialty blade on an Andis clipper. It's called an OAFD blade. And watch what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna use this almost as a grooming tool or as a polishing tool just to gloss that surface and take down that haircut. This blade is used exclusively off scalp. You don't want to rest this blade up against the scalp, but it lets me really polish down that side. I'd be using my mirror if I had one. In this case, I'm going to step out in front of my client and I'm going to work off that surface to contour that in, make sure I like that side. As we come around the back, you'll see that the previous haircut was somewhat asymmetric coming in through the back. We're going to stick with that concept as we work through the shape. We're gonna come into the other side with our 1.5. This is where we break some rules. You know, we've shot some other haircuts where we've talked about classic and contemporary barbering, or classic compared to contemporary barbering. Classic barbering is where we follow the rules. Contemporary haircutting is where we break the rules. You got it. Throw the rule book away. So we're gonna follow the curve of the head here, and notice I've got a little bit of demarcation here, or a little bit of a jump between the shorter and the longer portions of this hair design. What I did was I cut that area down with the 1.5. I'm essentially prepping the canvas, getting ready for Jeremy. When Jeremy comes in with his design, we'll see what we've got going on there. Watch what we do. We come in here and notice how I stabilize that tool against my hand. I do not place the leading edge of that blade against the client's head.
Why?
I'm working off. It's razor sharp and super thin at the leading edge.
So you could shed blood?
You could cut them, and you don't want to. That's a bad day at the office. I've either got a comb between me and him, or I've got the blade off the surface of the scalp. I redirect that interior hair down from above, and notice I get a really super length progression like that. You see how by redirecting that hair, look at that nice peak and look at the contour in on that. It just takes that basic shape he had on there and punches it up a notch. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna redirect. By redirecting that interior hair towards the sides, I can get my blend, but maintain my height, my contour, and my shape.
What about his hair texture? Do you have
this is Porcupine Boy right here. This guy's got 220 volt hair. Each and every one of them is growing straight out of his head. It makes it very easy to cut some of these contemporary shapes, especially when we're looking to come up off the head like that. Notice how easily it is to polish in that shape like that.